tax write-off, and sold it the year later. We got another, a wrecked one. It was all Abba's plan. It's like, I will make it happen for you, whatever you want. Just seek my kingdom first. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Can you seek the Father's heart first? And then go from there? Right? Well, that's what we're doing now. We're learning how to serve the Father's kingdom before our own, and watch as the Father gives us what we ever wanted. And the truth is, you know what we've always wanted? Do you know what it is? What did you think about it? What is happiness and yes, joy and all the fruits of the Spirit, basically. So all we wanted was really Him to live here, and then to ignite up here and live there. Ignite here, sorry, and live in here. So because that void that we all were born with, the world, literally Hollywood, programmed us to sin. They've been telling us what normal life is for years.
Telling us that's not it, and now it's this.
Yes. Now they're trying to normalize pedophilia. Do you see what's happening? Disney hypersexualized the kids.
But how? Well,
Disney, there's hidden stuff in the movies. There's subliminal messages in there. Look what they were doing. Every single one of them that were working for them, that were doing their stuff, were all like gone to the dark side. Why? Well, he let all these people create things in the dark side to basically, in the end, be redeemed somehow for his kingdom. So all these people, they have a lot of debts. So now we have debts, right?
yeah.
So that's why we need the king to relieve us of our sin. And that's why we have the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
But do we willfully do it?
Oh, no. No. Of course not. You know I
But how do we
Christians
do it?
think that.
He tells us if we even think about anything, we even think about something of your neighbor in a sexual manner, you're guilty of adultery. That's why he calls us an unfaithful, that's why we're the whore of a bride. You know what I'm saying? We were allowing false spirits to come into us through our gates. They're all gates. And we allowed the false spirits to come in. And so, through sin. And I tried my whole life, and I tried, and I said, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. I won't do that anymore. And then somehow I fall right back into it. Why? Well, because I was trying to do it by my own flesh. He says what you started with the Spirit, now you're going to try to do by the law, just by saying, no, it's too hard to do. That's why he said he was going to give us the Spirit to be able to keep the laws. So now, with having him in me all the time, as long as I have him in me, I can't sin. How can you sin in front of him? That's why I tell you, wherever you go, he's there with you. You know the walls are literally recording, too. Do you know that? I've told you that before, Dimitri. Everything records everything. You understand? Nothing is hidden. Everything is all of creation knows.
We have like hidden in the walls, like physical.
I'm talking about the physicality of creation. Everything is recorded. Everything is done. There's a scripture about the rocks recording, I think. Water does that, doesn't it? Water has memory. What I'm trying to say is, nothing's hidden. And anytime we do something thinking we're hiding from him, we're actually sinning because we can't see the light anymore. All we can see is our shadow. Does that make sense? Good time?
No, it's about 30
But
minutes.
all we can see is our shadow because we refuse to look at him in the eyes. That's why the whole looking at the sun thing, I realize what he's been doing and cleansing and all these things. So I'm sorry. I mean, I did my best to keep Babylon out of your lives. You know what I mean? I did my best. But what I'm trying to say now is, it's very important. I wish my father had this conversation with me many years ago. Alright? Because this world has set everybody up to fail. You know, that's what the leaders have done. That was what it was about. It was the enemy. He's been in control of this world. No, everybody thinks we're the best in whatever we are. We're just, we're the best. Everybody thinks that, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, every culture you look at,
Yeah.
we're the best. No, we're the best. Okay. We take pride in your family and your thing, and that's okay. But in your gift, take pride in what you are. Where was I going with that? I forgot where I was going. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is offer your gift every day for Him. Seek the Father's heart in everything that you do, and watch as He blesses you. Okay? You practice with me. You know that? That's how it works. You practice with Daddy in the house. And you'll see that Abba has been preparing something for you all along. To bless you, not to curse you. You want a Kleenex? There's toilet paper. There's Kleenex in the bed. So anyway, it was always about the blessing. But we had to fall and be cursed and sin in order to understand what love really is. If we didn't fall, we wouldn't know what we had, what we lost, right?
Yeah.
And that's how it works. If we don't have the Father with us, then we don't have the Father with us. We don't have the joy. He is Shalom. He is the peace. That's why, and everybody thought I was so evil. I said that He enters the Lamb. When peace enters anything, it's Him.
Yeah.
I see the new world. The people that are going to survive this thing, or they're going to basically be bringing the new world in, or at least Sion, what I saw in Sion and Yerushalayim, we were walking in this glory cloud of frequency of love. Everybody loved each other so much that we were just in this natural flow of everything you needed just kind of came to you because somebody had the gift for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see it going. You see how it works. So when you need something, He provides it for you. A book will come out of the blue. He's like, this is what I want you to read or listen to. It's all confirmations of witnesses. See, the whole thing is He talks to you, and then He gives you the coincidences and the, the synchronicities to understand, oh, that's you, right?
Yeah.
And so, praise Yah, we get to let Him flow. And sin keeps us from that, and that's what they've been trying to do, literally since creation. Nothing new under the sun. I don't know why. It's just the foolishness of what the people think and what your Trinity thinks right now. I can't even fathom it anymore, because He shows it to me as He's like, look, they never wanted to follow the laws.
Yeah.
They wanted to do their own thing. They wanted to seek pleasures instead. They want to curse their blessing. They don't understand that the blessing is in the curse, because you can't be cursed unless you're lawless.
No.
So if you're cursed, you deserve it. May it become your blessing.
No.
I see it all the time, but they only want blessings. They only want good things. They only want pleasures, especially of the earth. It's a really sad thing. And what it is they're pleasing the underworld instead of being in the fire with Him. Because He'll lead you into righteousness, and He'll make you leave your sin. We need to have him in us, or we can't do it. Plain and simple. You really try to kick out the darkness, it just doesn't work. All you can do is shine a light. And so he's going to show you your darkness. And it's a good thing. And if he brings you somebody to show that to you, what a blessing. But if you don't want to see, because of the pride in thee, and that's always what it is. Do you notice that all the time?
Yeah.
I can be all this and perfect, but as soon as you yell at me, oh my gosh, how dare you? Well, that's the Father in me, I'm sorry. The one you hate and call it demonic is actually him. But that's okay, because he told me it'd be that way. Right?
Yeah.
They hated me first. Of course they're going to hate you too. So I'm here to be a light. And now I realize I can't save all of you. All I could do is to be one in him and follow. Because it's the marriage time. Time to enter up to the mountain. And the cares of the world will make us left behind, basically.
Yeah.
And I have to remember that all the time. Because that tightrope that he had me walk with hell down below. And the world was here. It was all of you. It was them too. It was everything that's going on right here. And he's like, focus on me. Keep your eyes on me. You're not going to make it if you don't keep your eyes on me. You won't make it unless you keep your eyes on me. So I'll follow. I'll follow what he shows me. Because he always brings us people. And shows us the way. And right now he's offering Churchianity to really to come home, to come to the wedding. They don't want to be the bride, most of them. But even as guests. Anyway, so since history, since day one, since Adam and Eve, the serpent was in the garden, the Kundalini. And he wanted to get you to sin so that we couldn't be able to look at the Father in the eyes. Right? That's what he wanted. So that you couldn't look at the light. You had to look at the darkness only. All you had to be able to see was your shadow. Because if you look anywhere towards that light, it's going to burn you, because you'll feel guilty because of what you did against him. So this is Plato's cave. My son taught me that. But when we repent and look at the Father and say, I'm sorry, forgive me, I did wrong, there's no greater blessing. What father would not receive his son, right? All it takes is a humble heart. That's what they don't have. They can't take the yelling. It was him in me. And they call it demonic and curse it too. Anyway, do you see what's happening here? He's flowing through. And he's the one that's guiding us into all truth. And there's a moment in time where you just basically, you know what? I can't offer my oil, my love, the pearls that I receive. Because you're just trampling it and throwing it behind. Wow. What did it say, they'll eat his bread and make fun of him too?
Yeah.
They would call him crazy, and that's who we are, bro. That's who we are. I don't care anymore. I mean, I do, but all I know is I have to keep my eyes on him and where I see him.
Mm-hmm.
I see him in you. So, together, we can do this with spirit and truth. We can find our way back to Him in a whole higher manner. But He's showing me like this hydrochloroquine. He showed me what it meant. It means water, pale green horse.
Oh, wow.
The upper waters are coming now. It's fire. And now what's happening, this is all, the signs are everywhere. It's in the Matrix. Somebody put this all in the program. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's not crazy, it's Him.
Yeah.
He programmed all this. So just so we'd have eyes to see, everywhere we look, we find Him. And now we get to create a new world with Him. With love. As long as we keep His commandments, we can build whatever we want, where He will house.
Yeah.
He actually does the building. All we have to do is give 10%. And He does the 90%. That's what He said to Adam and Eve. He said, now you're going to have to toil for your food, and now you're going to have pain in your childbirth, because they couldn't come out of their body and be in the spirit high in the realms with Him. I see that now. He showed it to me. So ever since then, since sin was started here on this earth, which was all meant to be, all throughout history He would send prophets to warn His people and those that loved Him. And if they didn't follow what they said they would, He would cause a curse to fall upon them. He always did. So prophet after prophet. Finally Abba says, I'll send my Son. They'll listen to Him. He's my Son, of course. My Prince. A King. And of course they killed Him too. So they were cursed, weren't they? What they feared came upon them. They thought because the Torah went out, that's what brought a curse upon them. And it was the opposite. Because they were refusing to be a light to the world. It fell upon them, and they fell under their fears. Their fears were always, if the Torah goes out there, they'll use that against me. Right?
Right.
It was the same old fear all along, because it's the Torah is such a blessing. So they were evil people that didn't want you keeping it. And everybody believes what they've been taught, because those who are in power are in the rule. I mean, you could see where the money goes. You could see where the energy flows. And I'm worried now, they've so perverted all of Yah's kingdom and His ways. And they think really good is evil and evil is good. And now Abba's angry, and He's coming home, and He's just like the days of Noah. So these Christians now, they say they believe in Him and believe in the grace, but they believe that the whole law, which was since day one, of listen and do what the Father tells you to, somehow sin. Keeping the commandments is now a sin to do. It's slapping Him in the face of what He did for us. That's what I was told. How can I let those people come through? I literally have to judge them who's going to go in. How can I let them enter in when they think like that?
Right.
Righteousness has always been righteousness. The law has always been the law, and they perverted it. We allowed Satan to pervert his kingdom. And the Catholic, and we were told by Daniel who the Antichrist system was going to come through. They were going to change the calendars, change the holy days. Now we witnessed that. And now they're judging us by the same old laws that they were taught are man-made laws. And that's why Abba says, wait a minute. Where's the Torah in this? You have to correct them. You can't allow them to do that. They're judging what they don't understand. And then they're judging by man's laws, not Yah's. And so now I understand in a much deeper manner. Because at a higher light you go, the more listen and do, the more light he gives to you. The more you want to be with the Father, the more he'll shine light on you, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to seek his presence all the time, you be with him all the time. And then, basically, he begins to really flow through. And we receive the oil, which is him. It's his love. It's his light. The Father of lights lights up our chakras. I said, Father, I'll open my gates and let the King of righteousness flow in 7 times hotter. And he won't burn. See, that's what's coming now, is his glory. And it's empowering everybody in one way, and the evil are becoming more evil, and the righteous are becoming more righteous. It has to be that way. It's a separation. So, anyway, I don't even remember why I was talking about this. Well, the whole thing was about light. And because we couldn't look at him because we sinned from the very beginning of listening to that Kundalini energy of you can be God of your own life. That's the whole thing. When I received him and Satan was offering me everything, anything I've ever wanted. And my goodness, if I didn't experience what I experienced at Yerushalayim in 91, I probably, might have taken it.
Mm.
And I looked at Abba, or looked at, his way. And he's like, all I have to offer you is what you felt that day. That light, that love that you felt in the heart. That's all I have for you. Just light and love. But it's going to cost you everything to even keep that. You will have to give yourself up to it, the whole. You have to give yourself up to everyone in order to keep it. And Satan's like, my rule is you only have to look out for number one. Number one. That's what he was saying. Do what thou wilt. Seek to please yourself. And you'll have everything you've ever wanted. But somehow it doesn't feel, does it? See, that's what I realized. It was so good that I didn't have a normal life and couldn't be normal because it made me seek him in alternative ways, because I tried the pleasures of the world and it didn't do anything for me. It didn't fulfill what I missed. We were created with the hole in the heart to be filled. We're at that menorah needs oil. It's just sitting there without oil until it gets ignited by somebody, something. And that's what he did to me in 91, and that was it. I was like, that's what I've been looking for. This is what I've been wanting. Where did it come from? What is this? It's like, that's me. That's me. It's my love for you. Oh my gosh, it's so powerful. Oh my gosh, you're going to burn me. You're going to kill me with your love. I was going to be shattered. I was vibrating. I was off the ground vibrating. I thought I was going to be shattered. And it did, in a sense. It broke me. And see, all the mystics, they know, did you get sick after that? Like, yeah, I did. It's him. His light, he's a refiner's fire. All it can do is bless and curse where it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And if I didn't get forgiven by the Son, literally minutes prior, I would have been burned. I would have been fried. But I had already gone through the forgiveness, and I didn't have enough time to go sin in any way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why he was all part of a boom boom situation. I was lucky. Other people aren't that lucky. But he cleansed me, literally opened up my gates, opened up my closets, and showed all of my sin. Everything was recorded. Everything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell my son. You don't understand. Everything's recorded.
Yeah.
And until you had to see my sin, up front like that or whatever. And he showed me everything since childhood. Even a little, a little teeny thing that I stole was a little cigarette lighter flint. He reminded me of that. That was my first time to, I had to steal something. And he even showed me that. Anyway, where am I going with that? It's his fire, it's his light, it's that oil that fills us from within. If we don't have it, then we're basically robots on this earth just trying to please this carnal nature, which is just, so it's like a robot just looking for oil. I need mechanics oil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it literally is just the dark oil from the underground. It's,
Yeah.
and they're trying to do everything from the physical realm to create something we miss from heaven. But see, one is creating the other. And anyway, it's all flipping now. And now his glory is coming down and we get to ascend into his higher realms of being one with him. And not having the worldly sin or vanities to worry about or anything. It's just about love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Between a father and a son. But at the same time, it's his friend, it's brother, it's all those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, what I see is we come together, all the missing parts, and we become a blessing to the other. And there's no greater joy than to lift up the other and put them in their rightful place. Because it's where the Father wants them.
Right.
Is where they shine and what they were meant to be. They're literally missing stones of Israel.
Right.
Yerushalayim, of the temple. They're literally missing stones of the temple that are coming back together now. Through our genetics. Frequency. And he's showing me how to bring this thing together. We need the gifts. But he's bringing them. We trust in him. He's the one that builds a house. We can't do anything. We can try to build something and it becomes pride. And that's what happens when somebody builds something in this earthly realm and they don't leave any room for him. It becomes pride.
Yeah.
So they judge by man's laws by what they see in the earth. That's what happens all the time, isn't it? With me especially. They judge it as just crazy, as whatever.
Yeah.
It was meant to be that way. It's okay. I'm happy anyway now. As long as I enter in with him, what else do I really need?
Right.
He literally takes care of every need. So, I hope he can flow through you. And he can fill you with his presence. And then you can learn to walk with him. Because if you do, and you're part of the 144,000, come see me or find a way. Because I'm supposed to judge the hearts of those who are entering in. It's been shown to me for a long time. The measuring stick. That he had me cut at 144 centimeters. Was his commandments. And we're learning how to keep them properly. Every day, more and more. And we fail. And we fail. And we come back to Abba and say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry we didn't do it right. And he says, okay, son, try again. You can do this. I have grace for you. That's the grace. Not leaving them to go and... Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What if the children never repented of their sin?
Yeah.
Where would we be? How close would they be with the Father?
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where they try to take the repentance away. I got in a big argument with somebody, and they're like, oh no, I don't repent. I repented. Basically they said a sinner's prayer, and it was a done deal.
Yeah.
It's all a belief in something that they are creating a false I'll follow spirit.
Yeah.
But that's one where they can enter in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's still, what he told me was, this was the bait.
Yeah.
But you realize it's all part of glory in him. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But I see what you were saying earlier about bringing down that. It is. Well, it's spiritual, you know. It's like spiritual sex.
Yeah.
It's literally him coming in. It's feeling the love and the goosebumps of love.
Right.
And knowing that he's there with you.
Yeah.
But that's all portions of him too.
Yeah.
We have to be able to feel. That's what brought us in love with him.
Yeah.
You know? The thing is, it's like we have a honeymoon, and then we kind of don't know how to be a good spouse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we start doing our own thing and start worrying more about the cares of the world than our spouse and what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And he's teaching us now. You know? He's teaching us how to walk in him, how to be one with him. That's the whole goal.
It's
And to
supposed
be
to
in the
be.
garden with him. That was the plan.
Yeah.
But we're better now because we've sinned and we know what it's like being away from him.
Yeah.
And that we don't ever want to do again.
Yeah.
So we come back and ask forgiveness. And we say, we won't do it anymore, Abba. Forgive us. And things are gonna happen. But that's what keeps us in the state of humility, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lest we get filled with pride.
Yeah.
This is the big test. We could be filled with pride and say, thank you, God, we'll take it from here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's about building our own kingdom rather than his.
Yeah.
And it's a constant test. Anyway, thanks for recording that. I'm glad I learned a lot.
Yeah, me too. It's still going.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I just need to take a little...
That's
See, it's
okay.
about going up and down this ladder. And now I'm coming into my flesh. But I was more in with him. It's just, it's meeting him in different places, different heavens, different ways. All I can say is, glory to him. He found us. How he would choose sinful vessels like us to work through.
Yeah.
And yet he does.